Let's just check the volume. Okay, here we are. Shalom. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov. My name is Yehoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem. I'm making this video to congratulate the people of Pennsylvania on a terrific, particularly the youth. They're magnificent. Um, uh, my name is Yehoshua Yaakov again, and I'm formerly Michael O'Donnell. I'm the youngest of 7 boys, and the first 5 were born in Pennsylvania, so I guess in some ways I'm a Pennsylvanian. Okay, Barack Obama's Barack Obama's been accused of elitism. That is a very laughable and robust humor, because he's quite far from that. And but I would say that 8 years as First Lady in the White House, there were thousands of opportunities, not just missed, but absolutely ignored, where all of a sudden this dame comes back to Pennsylvania and is got her hand out begging for votes, when for 8 years the thousands of opportunities of all of the things that children that could have been educated, special education for children, support, retraining, all of the things that could have been done to help the people of Pennsylvania were ignored, because the dame was riding around in limousines and giving interviews and being a real prima donna. She's an elitist of the first order, there's no doubt about it. She doesn't give a hoot about the people of Pennsylvania or the people of America. And the list of her corruptions is long and is perverse as the husband. Come on, Pennsylvania, get out and vote for Barack Obama. Now let's tell you what you get as a result of that. Now, of course, who's saying this? Yehoshua Yaakov. Who am I? I'm the author of Humanomics. What is Humanomics? It is the East-West convergence model of the post-collapse of the local reality. I never heard of it, people say. Okay, so the world has changed. Man in mankind's exile has ended. How has it ended? It was confirmed by the collapse of the local reality. I won't go into the long list of places besides the Soviet Union and Yugoslavia where their local reality, that was communism, collapsed, but it collapsed in Israel, it collapsed in Lebanon and Iraq and many other countries around the world, and it's going to go, it won't stop until it goes completely everywhere. The result is an East-West convergence model that is Humanomics. And that's the framework in which its 2 paradigms, the new central organizing principle, receiving to give, and the new cognitive, that's the new cognitive behavioral science first principle, receiving to give, and its new economic paradigm, the integration of labor. I'm the author of both paradigms. The trilogy is 2,500 pages in its 5th draft. It'll be published on the web with a few hundred pages of graphics, and that's the model that President Barack Obama will make national platform policy in America, and seek a mandate and receive a mandate from the Congress of the United States to build and develop and acculturate a world-class global technological infrastructure, certain to devolve and evolve into Internet 3, that will retool, retrain, and re-educate the entire workforce, making it the most competitive in the world for the century ahead and beyond. It'll require a $5 trillion investment. 60% of that investment will come from the European Union and the G9 as partners, as strategic development partners on this supply side project. What's the result? What will this new East-West convergence model, Humanomics in general, and its new economic paradigm in particular, and even more particularly its world-class global technological infrastructure, do for Americans? It will bring us from 14 trillion of GDP up to 45 to 50 trillion. It will eliminate the national debt, which will peak out on the bell curve. It'll run up to about 15 to 16 trillion, and then it will drop back down to 0 and produce massive surpluses. It will employ tens of millions of Americans in sustainable domestic content jobs. By the end of the first year, it will be employing tens of thousands of people a month in sustainable domestic content new jobs, indexed by the year 2 and 3 at double the present indexed wages and incomes, and it will triple in years 9 through 11. For the entire U.S. workforce. Now comes the very interesting part of this. the GDP at 14 trillion. If you look at the national income accounts, you look at the share of the pie, there has been a doubling over the last decade plus of the share of the pie that goes to institution capital owners, and the workers and the laborers, it has been dropped way down and diluted by the devastation of the currency. The dollar has plummeted down. We have a lose-lose situation for workers and a win-win situation for Wall Street over Main Street. This extreme injustice is what Barack Obama cries out to the people and says it's unfair and it has to be. He's right. It has to be changed. It will be changed. But let's get a few things clear. First, as the author of Humanomics in general and its new economic paradigm model, in particular the science and technology to produce this, constitutes a portfolio of world-class intellectual property that will be, instead of sold to enrich an individual by the model of Wall Street greed, it will be put in a public trust for the American people. And the net result will be that we're going to have, as we move from 14 trillion to 45 trillion, we're going to have and have again the share of Wall Street and institutional grabbing the share of the pie, and we're going to double and triple and quadruple the share that goes to the workers and the professionals, the tens of millions of people that actually are the locomotive of the U.S. economy. It's a win-win situation for everybody, both institutions and individuals, for families. We've had enough of the sham, of the exploitation of the model of democracy. We're now to the more mature state of democracy, where the name of the program is Humanomics, and its central organizing principle is Receive to Give, which is focused upon its primary purpose, which is delivering democracy and democratic principles, ethics, and morality that shows just participation and inclusion of all. Having said that, it's a win-win situation, so let's repeat and summarize. A tripling of the gross domestic product, a world-class technological infrastructure leading from the front, Americans in the G9, tripling of the gross domestic product, eliminating the national debt, creating full employment, and not 4%. Most economists call 4% unemployment full employment. No, I'm talking about 000 on a redefined statistical time series for the Labor Department. Having said that, also, no national debt, I repeat, and no trade deficit, and the Social Security deficit will be eliminated. There will be free national health insurance for every American from cradle to grave, and there will be free education from kindergarten through graduate studies and postdoctoral studies for every American seeking and wishing to participate and receive such education. And this win-win model will go to the G9, and its surpluses in the out years of the project and long before will be being shared with the LDCs. That's the lesser developed countries, and raising up their literacy rates, the ending disease and poverty, and the food supply problems, clean water, but most particularly literacy, so that they participate in the New World economy. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. I asked and answered. I came, when I saw the greed on Wall Street, I walked away from the whole decrepit situation. It was totally corrupt, both in Wall Street and in Washington. Came up to Israel and committed myself to serve the creator of the cosmos. Thank God. And the results have been pretty good, and that's what we're going forward with. This is what Mr. Barack Obama, he's no elitist, folks. He's a great, fantastic guy. We love him. We bless him from Jerusalem. Vote for him. Get out Pennsylvania and do yourself a favor. Show honor. The elitist is Hillary Clinton. Send her home, and don't wait for Indiana. Distinguish yourselves by sending her home. And on that happy note, we wish you blessings and success, and the vote will be tomorrow. And from Jerusalem, we wish you kabel b'shvilatet, and that's the receiving in English. That means receiving to give. We bless you with that blessing from Jerusalem. Thank you for listening. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov.